What's up, Instagram? My name is Tim. This is my beautiful wife, Pauline, and welcome back to Question of the Day. If you're new here, every Tuesday we answer your questions that you can put anonymously in our bio up top. So definitely put a question there. We got some really good questions that are coming up the next few weeks. Y'all stay tuned. And like always, if you find this content valuable, please share it. Every like, every comment, every share helps more people get the same wisdom that you get in. So definitely share that. But we got a good, fun holiday. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
I know my Christmas song.
Is that what that is? Praise God. All right, but Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. But we got a great little fun question today, but I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. So today's question is, what if the engagement ring you bought is seen as too cheap or not enough and she's embarrassed?
Embarrassed. That's crazy. It is engagement season.
It is. People love to propose around Christmas time. I think it's so romantic.
But what if they say no on Christmas time, though? That's like the worst.
That's a whole separate conversation.
I mean, at least you're around family to console you.
No.
Anyway, don't propose if you know she's going to say no.
Yeah.
But
don't propose unless you know she's going to say yes.
Oh, yeah. That's the better way. Anyway, to answer the question on a serious note, read it one more time because I forgot. I ain't going to lie.
What if the engagement ring you bought is seen as too cheap or not enough and she is embarrassed?
This is a good question. I feel like it's a good question because it's a real question, right? Like, you're not the only person, whoever asked this, you're not the only person that's ever thought about this, who's ever struggled with this. And your fiance, we're assuming she said yes. She's not the first person that got a ring and that she did not like. Yeah. So to be honest, I feel like, I don't know what you think, but I feel like this question is more of a comparison and expectations question. Yeah. Because like, what does too cheap and not enough, like, that's subjective. Some people will look at somebody's ring that's really nice to us and they be like, man, that's the cheapest ring in the world. So that's subjective, but it's about what was your fiance's expectations, what was her idea of what the ring she should have look like. So we don't have all the details to this question as far as like what specifics you have, the context, but we're going to give the best answer we can. I'll say a couple things. First thing is this. As long as you did the best that you could, meaning you saved as much money as you could, you looked for every deal that there was, you did whatever you could to go to all the stores that had different prices and you checked out all the rings, you did your research. If you did that, you can't feel shame. Like, you got to hold your head high because you did all you could. If you had more resources, you would have did more, but you didn't. If that's your case. If you've not, then you should feel some type of way because you went cheap.
You didn't put any thought into it.
You got a ring pop, and you shouldn't have done that. Anyway.
Some people think that's cute.
God bless.
If you're in middle school.
Okay. No shade community on here. But let's talk about expectations, though, because was your fiance expecting a $10K ring, but you just graduated school, got a $40,000 job, and got $30,000 worth of debt? That's bad math. That doesn't make sense. Right. So if the expectations are off, then that's not okay. And y'all need to sit down and have a conversation. And we'll have, later in the video, we'll have some more suggestions or ideas about how do you talk about things when expectations aren't met, because that can be tough in any relationship. But I'll say, what were the expectations? Because we got to have wisdom. It doesn't make sense to pay all that money and you don't even make that much money to get a ring. Don't go into debt for a ring, please. We don't believe in that. We don't believe in debt for a ring, a wedding.
Another one later.
No. Because I'd rather have. I'm not a girl, but I'd rather have a bummy ring but a bomb marriage than have a bomb ring and your marriage sucks and you're crying yourself to sleep every night with your little ring.
Yeah, financial troubles are one of the top reasons why people get divorced. So you don't want to start off your marriage already in a deficit if you can help it.
Yeah. So also, last thing I'll say before you can go, if you're proposing to somebody, they should have a pretty good idea of what your finances are. Mm-hmm. We're not saying they should know the number. That's a subjective conversation. But like, they should have an idea. Okay, my guy, we go to the same places to eat every week. Like,
you going to Fridays?
Right. Don't put out places though.
I love Fridays.
Well, that's cool, but some people, don't put places.
We went to.
We're not talking about us. We talking about them. Wherever you go in, there's a standard for certain people. If you go into certain places, McDonald's, whatever,
But also, you know what type of car he drives. You know
Right,
where he
that's
lives,
what I'm saying.
How he dresses.
With all that context, if she sees your lifestyle and it ain't balling,
yeah,
don't expect the ring to be balling.
It needs to be consistent.
At the end of the day, she should be like, if that's your case, it should be like, my man, he don't got all the money in the world, but he's good to me. He loves God. He loves his family.
Yeah.
And I know that he has a plan for his money. Let's have a plan now. Let's get some more money.
Absolutely.
But he has a plan, and she can rock with that and rock that ring proudly.
Yeah.
What you got? Because you're a girl. You are the woman here. So you.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty. I mean the phrase.
Are you wearing your real ring today?
I am.
If you like it, then you stand up for the ring. Hey, if you like it, then you stand up for the ring.
I prefer to wear my rubber ring. Tim doesn't like that.
Yeah, what the heck? So disrespectful.
Anyway, yeah, I think everything you said is really good, very true, very like wise perspective. I guess for the female, if she's watching this. If you use the words, like if you told your fiance and he asked you, he proposed, and you said yes, I think I would just kind of remind yourself of like why you said yes. I hope it wasn't because the ring was so nice or not nice, or even the environment that you're in. I think nowadays with social media, we make such a big deal out of proposals, and they low-key are like weddings. Like, people shell out thousands of dollars.
Shoot, proms nowadays be more than weddings.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And that's not really what it's about. Like, if you guys find a couple that's been married for 40, 50 years and ask them what their proposal was like, I highly doubt it was anything extravagant, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter in the long term, as far as, you building a marriage, and that's what your priority should be. Now, if I were, for the guy who asked this question, I would definitely, like, if your fiance keeps bringing it up, I would definitely have a conversation with her. And if she's watching this, I'll let you know, like, being grateful is one of the most attractive kind of qualities that anybody can have, especially a woman. Because if a man takes the time to propose to you after he's dated you for how many months and years, and he's gone through a whole process to ask you to be his wife, and if you're kind of hung up on what the ring is not, someone could say that you're ungrateful. Again, I don't know the context of the situation, and if he is living a flashy lifestyle, and then he's kind of giving you a ring that is,
because then you should be upset.
Yeah, I would be confused. I would definitely be confused. But like Tim said, hopefully you guys have dated for a good amount of time and you guys know each other well. But yeah, I definitely think that, it's not that big of a deal. I think that, it probably makes your fiance feel really bad if you're constantly beating him up about what he hasn't done, and it's not a really good start to a marriage, if I'm going to be honest. So I don't think it's anything to be embarrassed about. Like, you don't have to post it on social media if that's what you're concerned about. Like, people do these really big, close-ups of their rings. And
well, that's made it harder, though. The comparison game is even harder now because of social media.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but you can be grateful for your ring. Like, be excited. Like, this is something you hopefully have prayed for and asked the Lord for and, waited for your whole life. Like, don't let culture steal that joy and steal that gratefulness from you. Like, protect your heart, protect your peace, and protect, the character that you have, worked hard to build up. Like, don't, it really doesn't matter. And if your friends are in your face about it, they're probably not very good friends. Again, unless there's some context that we're missing out on as to if your fiance didn't give his best. But all that to say, for you guys who are single and you're watching this, there are really nice rings out there that are not expensive. I definitely think for me, what I loved about my ring was, I didn't know how much it cost at the time, but like that it was the type of ring that I asked for and that I wanted. And I know some girls are kind of like weird about that. About like showing.
Please help your man out. Send them some hints. Hey, this is what I like. This is what I want to like. And fellas, like, if you're single right now or if you're dating and you're about to propose, like, ask your girl, what type of rings do you like? Don't be going out there blindly shopping. It makes your life a lot easier.
It's not wise because it's a big investment, a big purchase, and you need to do a lot of research. More research. Well, I wouldn't say more research, but like similar to buying a car, you need to do your research, get insurance on it, and all those different things. But if you guys have had, conversations about it, and if you sat down with him and you said, hey, what's really going on? Like, what's really going on with this ring? I got you what you wanted, as best and close to as what I could, that's affordable. Like, what's important is that this is paid off. Hopefully it's paid off. like, have a sit-down conversation with her. Maybe there's like a deeper issue that has nothing to do with you, and ask, you know, of course, the Holy Spirit for wisdom. But like, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. There's so many different types of rings out there. They're so beautiful. I don't know why. If this is really bothering her, there's something deeper. And if she is a materialistic or a superficial person, I'm sure this isn't the first time that has come up. So maybe you need to look back on your dating relationship and see, like, were there any red flags that I kind of overlooked? Again, we don't have the context of how long you guys have been together and all those different things, but it's a good question, because if it is bothering you, it's probably being brought up more than it needs to be. But yeah, but it is, you know, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if it's bothering you that much as the woman, you keep bringing it up, it probably is, you know, something deep-seated, and, you know, the Lord's trying to refine your character and help you to be intentional about your priorities, because you can lose rings. People lose their rings all the time. When you're married for a long time, things happen. But you should never make your man feel disrespected. You know, you should never make him feel less than because of what he was able to give you or not give you. You should always honor him.
And here's the thing. You can get another ring. Like, once...
Right, 10-year anniversary.
Yes,
do a
once the money's up, you can get another ring, and that doesn't mean that he loves you more or that he loves you less now.
Resources
it's just context.
Yeah.
He bought you the best ring he could with the money he had at this point in his life, and, you know, later on in life, if he gets you another ring, he'll buy you the best he can then. So it's all about context. Because to be honest, like, I should not be getting the same type of ring that Justin Bieber got for his wife. That's stupid. That's a bad financial decision. You wouldn't be able to afford that. No, I probably couldn't put a down payment on that joint back when I got you your ring. So, whoa, it wasn't that broke. I mean, anyway.
Compared to him, absolutely.
Woo! All right. So, practical tips. We love to give practical tips on this channel. So, I mean, it's tough because this is not your typical relationship question per se. Yeah. But like we said earlier, this question leans more towards unmet expectations. So we're going to give you tips on how should you navigate, just 3 thoughts on how you can navigate situations where expectations were unmet.
Yes, so there's going to be a lot of disappointment in engagement and
in any relationship, even in dating.
Yeah.
I thought we was going to Chick-fil-A tonight. Like, disappointments.
Oh my goodness.
All right. 3 things to think about, to consider. We're not saying these are everything, but 3 things. So first thing is this: have a conversation. So for my man that your fiance's embarrassed or disappointed, sit down with her, have a conversation, seriously talk about, okay, why are you embarrassed? Like, this is a great chance for you to get to know her. And be like, hey, why are you embarrassed? What was it? What could I have done better? And then share your perspective. Hey, this actually hurts my feelings that you're embarrassed about this. I worked and saved my butt off to get this ring. And you guys can have a nice conversation, get some common ground, and then move forward. Next thing is this: when expectations are unmet, how do you move forward? Develop a strategy so that next time something like this happens, you're hopefully not in the same boat. So what does that mean? You know, if you guys are married and you need to buy a new car, let's not have unmet expectations again. Like, what is our strategy like when we're trying to get each other gifts? What is our strategy like when we're trying to make financial decisions? What's your strategy for making more money so that we can get out of debt or whatever the heck you need to do for your lifestyle? Like, let's develop a strategy. Let's sit down and have a plan of what we're going to do to work this thing out together. And you can pray also about that and seek God. And number 3, be patient. It's going to take time, 1, to get a strategy together. It's going to take time to get on the same page and be able to have hearts be healed from embarrassment or disappointment or whatever. Be patient with each other, be kind. And if you do those 3 things, that's a great start to helping heal some unmet expectations and some disappointment.
Yeah.
So this was question of the day. We hope that you guys have a great Christmas.
Yeah.
We will see you guys next Tuesday for the next question of the day. See y'all.
Bye.